Deep space is violent. Without a gravitational anchor, rogue asteroids wander the void, inevitably smashing into each other and tearing themselves apart. But look closer to home, and you see something different. For millions of years, the 9 major celestial bodies in our solar system have moved in a harmony that has never seen a single collision. These planets didn't find safety by accident. They survive by anchoring to the gravitational pull and intense thermal energy of the sun, a force keeping them exactly where they need to be. Because it stays within that massive magnetic path, Earth maintains a specific, incredibly stable lane. It doesn't drift, it doesn't crash. This is the architecture of our solar system. Stability isn't found in isolation. It's maintained through the constant, overwhelming pull of a central mass. Human life follows a similar pattern of orbit. Even with perfect strategies and hard work, we find our lives veering off course, crashing into failures and burnout that feel as violent as any celestial collision. When that happens, our first instinct is to blame external factors. We say it was bad luck, a lack of skills, or a dip in the economy that knocked us off track. But just as a planet requires a star, human beings operate on a system that requires a center of gravity. If your life is in a state of chronic chaos, the problem is rarely your strategy. It's a matter of alignment. You are orbiting the wrong center. In the original design for the human system, God sits at the absolute center. He is the sun for our existence, providing the gravity that keeps every other part of our lives in line. The trouble starts when we try to swap out that center for something else. We build our lives around money, career status, or even our families, treating these finite things as if they could provide infinite stability. Look at what happens to a planetary orbit when the central mass is removed. The entire system destabilizes. If you try to anchor your life to a smaller, unstable object, your path begins to break apart. Without that central anchor, you become a rogue planet. You wander off your axes, and a collision with other chaotic forces becomes a mathematical certainty. Placing worldly things at the center of your life doesn't just cause stress, it guarantees a systemic collapse of your well-being. The Book of Job suggests that this collapse isn't always accidental. It describes a God who will actively halt a person's work and stop their progress when they are orbiting the wrong things. Consider a businessman who recently asked for prayer for his new company. He claimed that if he succeeded, he would use all the money to support his church. But his actual center of gravity wasn't God. In private, he revealed his true motivation. He was working solely to build himself a massive, luxurious mansion. That was his actual sun. Within 2 weeks, his business suffered a total financial loss. He lost his investment because the system put a stop to a trajectory that was headed nowhere. It feels like a failure, but God's blockade on our self-centered success is actually a protective measure. It stops us before our misaligned orbit leads to our total spiritual destruction. The solution is to shift your center of gravity, seeking God's kingdom first above any other daily goal. When God takes that center spot, the way you view success changes. Worldly wealth is no longer the destination. It becomes a tool you use to navigate your orbit. A church congregation in Myanmar faced constant friction in their community. They met on a densely packed urban street, and the noise from their worship led to frequent complaints and legal threats from the neighborhood. Because the congregation viewed money as a tool for God's work rather than the center of their lives, they were able to use their resources to completely soundproof the building. The friction vanished because the tool was used correctly. Money is necessary for navigating the physical world, but it only functions safely when it is fueled by the correct central power source. Audit your own life. Look at the decisions you made this week and identify what is sitting at the center of them. The goal is not to spend your life frantically dodging daily crises. It is simply to lock into the correct gravitational pull. By staying within God's orbit, you remain in the direct path of His grace and mercy, a constant stream of energy that sustains you and keeps you in your lane. You don't have to navigate the chaos alone. Lasting stability and true provision are the inevitable results of aligning your life with the ultimate center of gravity.